You are born based on your circumstances, but you die based on your decisions. Hi, and welcome back to another Money Not Math number 133. I'm not talking about anything specific regarding financial planning or retirement strategies today. Instead, I'm talking about mindset, love, and passion. So, I know that mindset, love, passion, things like that, things we can't see but we can feel are the most commonly ignored topics of conversation because no one can see them, right? We can see how we look on the outside physically, or we can see what car people's drive to work, and we can see so many things out there that people like to talk about. But when it comes to the way that we feel and the way that we think, for some reason, it's like we have this, our society has this idea that if we just ignore it and we don't talk about it, the problems will go away and no one's going to notice. Unfortunately, our mindset, in my opinion, has the probably definitely has the largest impact and largest indication on your future financial self, your future physical self, pretty much anything that's going to dictate your future and how well it turns out kind of breaks down to your mindset. So, like I said, you are born based on your circumstances, you die based on your decisions. A lot of what I'm talking about today, I was either reminded of or learned during a health conference I went to in Texas last week that was just freaking phenomenal. So, I hope today's conversation brings many of you value, but even if it just brings one person value, I'm a happy person and I appreciate your time. So, continuing on, either your passion will move a mountain or your fear will create one. I think this is an extremely important quote because far too often I know for me personally, I either hide my passion because I don't want people to think I'm weird for what I'm passionate about, or I don't want them to, get annoyed by the fact that I'm passionate about something, which doesn't make any sense because if you're passionate about something, people don't have to like it, but you can still love doing it, right? Or on the flip side, your fear will create a mountain. Far too often, I talk to people who want, but they're afraid to take the steps necessary to get what they want. And then all of a sudden, they sit back and they allow their fear to create a mountain between them and the goals that they're going to achieve. Take that first step, figure out what your plan is, and just 1 millimeter at a time, take action. Are you a buffalo or a cow? All right. So I posted about this a few days ago. If you didn't see it, but do you know what the difference is between a buffalo and a cow when storms come? When a storm comes, the buffalo actually run towards the storm, and a cow runs away from the storm. Which ironically, when you're a cow running away from a storm that's catching you, you end up staying in the storm longer. So by running with fear away from your problems like a cow, you actually get stuck in the storm longer. Whereas if you're like a buffalo and you see the storm coming, you know it's going to hit you regardless. So instead of running away, you lean into it, you run towards the storm, you actually get through the storm faster by taking it head on. So, do you want to be a buffalo or a cow when it comes to your financial goals, your fitness goals, your relationship goals, whatever your goals are? Are you going to run from the fear of what the goal is, or are you going to run towards it and get it done faster? All right, create the life you want rather than accepting the life you get. I find for myself personally, for people I talk to when it comes to retirement planning, far too often we just accept that based on our current situation, this is just the life we get, rather than going out and working for the life we want. Whose fault is it that our business, our personal life, our financial situation is where it's at today? I'll ask that again. Whose fault is it that our business, personal life, and financial situation is where it is today? It's ours and ours alone. If anyone else popped up in your head right there, I'm sorry to break it to you. Only we can control our lives. So to blame anyone outside of ourselves is just a waste of time, right? So take accountability, build a plan, take action. Um, and if you're looking for someone to help you through reaching those goals, it's my mission to make a positive impact in as many people's lives as I possibly can. So I would love to help walk you through, walk with you in that journey and accomplishing those goals. Even if you already have a bunch of money, but money still causes you stress, we found, and I find personally, and there's many studies out there that just by having a coach, it can decrease that anxiety, increase that confidence, and increase the efficiency at which you're able to use and spend your own money. I love to ask people all the time, and one of my favorite examples is, what's the difference between a professional golfer and an amateur golfer? Almost every professional I'm aware of, but every single professional golfer has a coach because they understand that in order to take that next level and get that extra skill and that extra accomplishment, they need an outside coach or resource to help them get there. Whereas an amateur or a DIYer oftentimes gets stuck because they don't have that outside support, community, and coaching available. All right. So take that action, right? Take that accountability, and let's take some steps together. Everybody is going to die, but not everybody is going to live. Are you living your best life? The only difference between ordinary and extraordinary is extra. What extra effort are you going to give, or what extra effort are you already giving, or are you going to give to build a future you dream of 1 millimeter at a time? It can take up to 5 years for the probiotics in your stomach to recover after an antibiotic wipes them out. Okay, so I can't confirm this. This is what a doctor told me the other day, that if you go to the doctor and you take an antibiotic, it can actually wipe out your probiotics in your stomach and take up to 5 years for your stomach to fully recover back to its natural state. All right. So whether it's your stomach or your financial issues or stress, or your physical issues or stress, or your mental issues or stress, if it takes 5, 10, or 15 years to get into physical or financial trouble, why do we give up working to fix the problems we have and accomplish our goals in 5 minutes, 5 days, or 5 months? All right. Do we have the patience to give ourselves 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years to solve the issues or fix the issues or work towards reaching the goals that took, equal amount of time to get to where we're at today? We have to have perspective. It's the reason why the pharmaceutical industry sells billions of dollars every year for dieting pills, because people want quick fixes rather than just eating healthier and going to the gym, right? From a financial standpoint, that's why so many people buy lottery tickets, even though they aren't saving, they don't actually have a retirement plan. We're looking for that quick fix. We got to have patience, discipline, and consistency to work for our goals if we really truly want to achieve them for a long time and and maintain them, right? Because on the flip side, but I don't remember, but I think the average person who wins the lottery goes bankrupt within 2 years, because it wasn't about the money. It was about the mindset and the habits they had around money beforehand. And that if they don't change those mindsets, if you don't change those habits, the money doesn't make a difference. All right. Or if you don't have a plan for the money. All right. There is nothing wrong with the building of a bigger home as long as the building of a bigger home does not become more important than the family that lives in it. Are you letting financial stress overwhelm you and negatively affect the other parts of your life, like your family, faith, fitness, friends, or fun? Are you clear what your financial goals are and what your strategy is to achieve them so that you don't get overwhelmed, don't get too stressed out, and don't forget about the family that's going to live in the bigger home? That's one of the quotes I heard a long time ago. It used to be barn, I switched to home. That always sticks in my head. Just, there's nothing wrong with building a bigger home as long as the building of a bigger home does not become more important than the family that lives in it. All right, just a couple more here. Starting is fun, but the future belongs to finishers. The biggest reason goals are not accomplished is because of overthinking. What goals are you self-sabotaging by overthinking them rather than acting on them? All right. I would much rather have a plan that's partially done and we're taking action on it and updating along the way than the perfect plan that we never take action on. All right. Starting is fun, but the future belongs to finishers. Stop trying and start training. I heard this one at church last Sunday. It was just a phenomenal message. When we say we're trying to do something, we're automatically giving ourselves an out or an excuse, right? Try to pick up your pen. No, if you actually do it, you will pick up your pen, right? I'm not trying to pick up my pen. I am picking up my pen. So stop trying to do things and start training to accomplish them. The example in church was they were talking about trying to get if you're trying to get your black belt in karate. You can't just try to get it. You have to actually go to the gym, buy the clothes, put in the work, and train yourself to become a black belt. Now, you might not ever become a black belt. You might not ever build the retirement of your dreams. You might not ever become a millionaire. You might not ever buy the lake home that you dream of. You might not ever send your kid to the college you always dreamed of. You might not ever actually win the goal or achieve the goal. But I can guarantee you that the chances that you do are significantly higher if you train every day to get there than if you just think about trying to get there. So that's all I have for today. Um, as always, disclaimer: this is not legal or tax or investment advice. It's just my personal belief and opinions that I hope I can bring you value with. So please consult a qualified professional regarding your personal situation, whether that's me for your financial planning, whether that's a health coach for your health planning, whether that's whatever it is. Figure out what your goals are and start training to achieve them. Don't just start, finish, and keep going. I believe in you, and hopefully you do too. Thanks so much for your time. Please let me know what your thoughts are by commenting on this post. And if you're willing to do so, I genuinely appreciate everyone who's willing to like, comment, and most importantly, share these posts so that we can reach more people and provide more value. Thanks again for your time, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.